अच्छा, सॉरी, हेलो। मैंने गलती करी। टेलीफोन गया और वो आई डिडंट कंप्लीट, मैंने कंप्लीट नहीं किया जो बताना था। सो शॉर्ट कोडा समरी बनाऊंगा, मैसेज फॉर इंडियंस। बेसिकली इंडियंस मेरे ख्याल में, मेरे अंदाज में ड्यूप्स हैं। जैसे सारे लोग इस प्लेनेट पे ड्यूप्स जहाँ भी जाओ ड्यूप्स हैं ये इल्यूमिनाटी कल्ट। इसीलिए कि वो सारे मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया और अल्टरनेटिव मीडिया भी कंट्रोल करते हैं। सो सारे इन्फ्लुएंसर्स जो आप देखते हैं भारत में या तो वेस्ट में, सारे कंट्रोल है। जैसे अभिजीत चवदा, रणवीर अलाबादिया, जैसे यहाँ वहाँ भारत में ये दोनों हैं। वो कभी नहीं बात करते हैं इसके बारे में, इल्यूमिनाटी, फ्री मेसन। वो रणवीर भी ये डेविल हॉर्न साइन भी बनाता है, पता नहीं ये एक्सप्रेस ऑन पर्पस करता है। मैंने देख लिया उसको, डेविल हॉर्न साइन बनाना बना दिया। और जैसे यहाँ वेस्ट में हमारे पास रसल ब्रांड है, कंट्रोल मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया, डेविड आइक और कौन सा दूसरा काफ़ी आमतौर इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हैं इसी किस्म के। ये कंट्रोल्ड अल्टरनेटिव मीडिया है। सो कंट्रोल्ड ऑपोजिशन बुलाते हैं। और यहाँ अमेरिका में डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के सारे सपोर्टर्स, ये डोनाल्ड ट्रंप भी एक्चुअली यहूदी है। ही इज़ अ क्रिप्टो ज्यू। He is a member of the Chabad Lubavitch cult, sort of Jewish Hare Krishna ISKCON. आपको इसके बारे में मत पता, नहीं पता, मैंने लिंक दूसरे वीडियो के अंदर डिस्क्रिप्शन में नो हाइड वॉच इंडिया लिखा है। और ये बिल्कुल ऐसे शिला प्रभुपादा जो इस्कॉन के फाउंडर थे, उसके तरह एक्चुअली अराउंड अबाउट द सेम टाइम 1966 वो न्यूयॉर्क में आए एक सूटकेस के साथ, और एक एटिक कमरा से प्रीचिंग शुरू किए और उसकी कल्ट बिगिन शुरू किया। और सारे जो ट्रंप एक्चुअली कन्वर्टेड, उसकी कन्वर्जन हुआ जुडाइज्म में काफ़ी साल पहले। और इसकी बेटी भी खबर लिबोविच की मेंबर है, जैरेड कुशनर उसका सन इन लॉ। और बेंजामिन नेतन्याहू भी ये कल्ट का रेबी के फॉलो कर रेबी, उसका कल्ट का खबर लिबोविच का फाउंडर था। रेबे रेबाय मेनाहेम मेंडल्स नियसन। और उसका जैसे sort of Jewish Hare Krishna Messiah, Mashiach come now, Mashiach come now, ऐसे ऐसे बोलते हैं। व्लादिमीर पुतिन भी है इस कल्ट के साथ कनेक्शंस हैं। वो बेरिल लजार, लीडर ऑफ कल्ट खबात ऑपरेशंस रशिया में, उसका दोस्त है, बड़ा बड़ा दोस्त है। और वो चाहते हैं वर्ल्ड वाइड जूइश एम्पायर, ग्रेटर इजराइल और messianic period where Jews are running the world and all Gentiles have been converted to Judaism and become Noahites, compliant Noahites. And um, ये ये इसका मतलब है seven laws of Noah, 1, 2, 3 is do not blaspheme, do not no idolatry, no blasphemy, no same-sex relationships or deviant sex. So that means कत्ल कर देंगे, beheading, अगर कन्वर्ट नहीं किया। और इंडिया में, चाइना और फार ईस्ट में, सारी दुनिया में ये खाबा लुबोविच इज द most successful Jewish outreach call for Judaism. Also, वो हिंदूज को नाश करना चाहते हैं, क्रिश्चियंस को, सारे बुद्धिस्ट भी, सारे आइडोलेटर्स हैं। और अगर आप रबियों को देखते हैं, ऑर्थोडॉक्स रबाइस, उनकी बातचीत वीडियोस देखते हैं, वो ऐसी तरीके से बोलते हैं, ईडोम, ईसॉब, ये जेंटाइल्स हैं, सारी जो आइडोलेटर्स उनको मारेंगे। इसीलिए खुदा उनका उनका खुदा नाराज़ है, हशम बहुत बहुत नाराज़ है कि इतने सारे आइडल वर्शिपर्स हैं दुनिया में. High time they were all killed off. Okay, this is for real, so this is a very grave danger for Indian civilization in particular, but for all civilization everywhere, they're the enemies of pluralism. And Muslims are tolerated to a certain extent because they are seen as Noahide compliant, because they are monotheistic, and can be used to wipe out the other ones, the Hindus and the Buddhists. So use the Muslims as pawns to wipe out the other ones. So it's all, again, Kathpati chess game that the Illuminati use this cult and various Christian and Muslim fundamentalist Abrahamic cults to to terrorize and even far right supremacist neo-Nazi cults to terrorize Asians and people of color all over the world. So this is not just happening in India, but also in Pakistan. I'm sure if you talk with Pakistanis, but also here in the West. So this cult Chabad Lubavitch is a very pernicious, बहुत खतरनाक चीज़ है ये. They managed to get George Bush Sr. to sign the Noahide laws of Noah, into the U.S. Constitution in 1991 with Public Law 102 to 104. So during the Congress का recess में 4-5 रबी 10-11 रबी जॉर्ज बुश सीनियर के साथ ओवल ऑफिस में इस Noahide laws in U.S. Constitution में डलवाकर ने also 30,000 guillotines ऐसी कुछ नंबर order किया for decapitations of idolaters and non-compliance. Think about that. Don't think it can't happen. जैसे वो नाजी हॉलोकॉस्ट सब कुछ उन्हें किया Illuminati. 6 million मरे नहीं. This is also a hoax. सब कुछ बनाया जो victimhood holocaust कहानी काफ़ी यहूदी मरे इस हॉलोकॉस्ट में, not 6 million. Illuminati ने सब कुछ किया, अपने लोग को कत्ल किया, नाश किया, अपने लोग. So actually they are secular Jews, atheistic secular Jews who practice Freemasonry, Satanism, जैसे मैंने बताया. और वहाँ जो यूक्रेन में है, यूक्रेन वो birthplace Ashkenazi Judaism, Khazarian Empire का था. So they are doing all kinds of psyop and Hegelian dialectic in order to resurrect the Khazarian Empire, the great Jewish empire, the Ashkenazi. 80% of the Jews are all Ashkenazi. 20% are Sephardi. And Sephardi Jews came from India originally. And they returned to India when the Second Temple was destroyed in AD 70. So actually Jews were indigenous to India. They were Kalani Brahmins. I made this, मैंने video बनाया, and this is the interesting thing. Which I'm going to get to. But unki philosophy is, not intelligible for Indians. Again, it is based on basically the Messiah myth, which is like the Avatar myth. Some savior figure is going to come and destroy, like Kalki, destroy all the Gentiles. Kalki will destroy all the Mlechas. Well, they have their own version, and it's differently from Zoroastrianism and Hinduism that this has its origin. The Mashiach come now, and they will not hesitate to carry out their plans. You see, and the thing that stops people from मुझको भी काफी देर लगी before मुझको समझ आ गया कि this is real. It's not imagination. It's not conspiracy. Because of cognitive dissonance, you don't want to believe that that's what they really want to do, to enslave the Gentiles or wipe them out. That's ये देखो उनके नाम Gentiles के लिए Esau, Edom, Amalek. Amalek कहते हैं उनके बारे में Gazans, ये Amalek है. Netanyahu उनको बुलाता है. और ये कबला से उनकी और काला जादू और कबला इस्तेमाल करते हैं Gentiles के ऊपर, combined with AI technologies, very sophisticated AI technologies, mind control, satellites and AI, सारे जो जेंटाइल नेशंस को ख़त्म कर सकते हैं. Punishing them with weather warfare, earthquakes created by HARP. All these यहाँ वेस्ट में much more awake, much more clear. और सारी वो हरिकेन्स हुए वहाँ कैरोलिना, नॉर्थ कैरोलिना, लोगों को अब अकल आ गई कि ये सब कुछ ये इंजीनियरिंग से, कबाल, इल्यूमिनाटी, डीप स्टेट से, their own government is destroying. The U.S. government is controlled by the Illuminati, Sabbaty and Frankists. And here's the kicker, उनका देव कौन है? और मैंने एक वीडियो बनाया इंग्लिश में. Answer is Sri Brahma. So the Hindu creator god Brahma, Hindu creator Brahma is the demiurge El Yahweh. And why I'm saying that, you can ascertain that very easily, because the Pushkar, shrine of Sri Brahma in Pushkar, shrine of Brahma, has been, there's an article I linked in that video, Hindu creator Brahma is the demiurge El Yahweh, which is entitled Mini Israel Thrives in Pushkar. So they actually have infiltrated India, these the Israelis, the Zionists, and they intend to take India over. Don't be under any illusion that that's not going to happen. They will take and steal all the wealth of the Gentiles. Again, I'll leave a video link from what's his name, Christopher John Bjerknes, both intelligent and great man of our times, in the sense उसके सब कुछ पता है Jewish history के बारे में, Illuminati के बारे में, Freemasonry, Chabad Lubavitch, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छी तरीके से explain किया गया. और Indians nearly so bright, so intelligent about everything, but this blind spot, ये Jewish Messianic Zionism के बारे में, once you got that, and then you'll be able to deal with these adversaries in a very intelligent way, और उनको बाहर निकाल. So Shri Brahma is Abraham. You see, again, this points to the यहूदियों भारत से, इंडिया से आए थे, कलानी ब्राह्मण्स, एरिस्टोटल का pupil, Clearchus Josephus ने इसके बारे में लिखा. The Jews are Indian philosophers known as Kalani. They are so there we go. CJB books, yeah, and they want to destroy सारे Gentile races को खत्म करने के. और आपको पता है कैसे कर रहे हैं, वो जो इंजेक्शन के साथ, आपको पता है, मैं नाम उसका नहीं कर सकता हूँ, या तो मुझको कम्युनिटी स्ट्राइक मिल सकता है और मेरा वीडियो को फ्लैग कर देंगे. मगर आपको पता है ये फैंटास्टिक, बहुत अच्छा है ये इंजेक्शन जो देते हैं. 5 बिलियन लोग को दे दिया, एंड काफ़ी लोगों को नुकसान हुआ है इसीलिए. और भारत में पता नहीं कितने करोड़ के लोग ये इंजेक्शन लिया. नॉट गुड. between 2 to 5 years उनकी लाइफ स्पैन है, एक्सपेक्टेंसी. दैट्स मैं इसके बारे में भी विसल ब्लोअर हूँ. और इंस्टाग्राम पेज सारे उनके पेटेंट्स जो उन्हें बनाए उस चीज़ के CV टूडू. सो ऐसे करते हैं false flags on psyops. Illuminati सारे देशों मुल्कों में करते हैं. यूक्रेन genocide, यूक्रेन invasion psyop है. गाज़ा psyop था, जैसे गोदरा genocide वो भी psyop थी. Very telltale signs of the Illuminati psyop, Freemason psyop. पहले एक ट्रेन कैरेज को हिंदूज के साथ जलाकर कम्युनल आउटरीच हिंदूज में के अंदर बनाकर फोमेंट करके फिर मोदी ने 3 दिन के लिए कहा पुलिस को कुछ नहीं करो. 3 दिन के बाद एंटर. इसी तरीके से हुआ अक्टूबर 7. नेतन्याहू ने इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया था कि extremely high state of the art security system को security breach बनवाया है, is letting the defenses down for enough time that ये हमास के militants अंदर आ सकते थे और hostages को ले जा सकते, और उनने इसराइल में भी हमास को क्रिएट किया था. काफ़ी एविडेंस है इसके लिए है. psyop, Hegelian dialectic, problem reaction solution. So देखा जैसे देख सकते हैं अगर स्टडी करें, ये उनका मोडस ऑपरेंडी है. एक प्रॉब्लम फिर बनाओ, फिर आउटरीच हो जाता है, फिर सोल्यूशन के साथ आ जाओ. Hegelian dialectic, ऑडो एब काओ, ये फॉल्स फ्लैग शूटिंग्स हो जाते हैं. एक बच्चा लड़का रेडिकलाइज करके उसको दिमाग ख़राब करके हो जाता है कोई लोग को मार कर. One time it is Muslim fundamentalist, another time it's a neo-Nazi. उनको कोई परवाह नहीं है. They financed all these terrorist groups like ISIS, Taliban, Osama bin Laden, neo-Nazi groups. They perpetrated 9/11, So 9/11 भी किया उन्हें. It's 5 dancing Israelis. So ये किस्म की चीज़ें, it's quite easy. Satellite-based mind control के साथ, and an individual or a group, they also conducted the, apparently एक सब लोगों ने बताया कि the Rwanda genocide जो था इसी तरीके से carry out किया कि satellite के साथ आदमी या ग्रुप के ब्रेन में इन्फिल्ट्रेट कर सकते, थॉट्स इम्प्लांट करके और रेडिकलाइज करते हैं. फिर they can just get people to do things like that and demoralize the population, cause dissension and outrage, and that way they socially engineer whole civilizations, and have been doing for the last 248 years. Now they have advanced AI and technology, and they are so psychopathic, it's unbelievable. Once you जब समझ आता है what these Kabbalists, satanic Kabbalists, Kabbalah is like chakras, system, and they use numerical values of Hebrew letters and juxtapose them and do all kind of, sort of like amulets and stuff. Atharva Veda. Anyway, so the Goldal genocide, October 7th, 2 case studies, जैसे एक जिस्म का Illuminati psyop, and I'm sure that in the case of Mr. Modi, either bribed because his family has connection with some Freemasonry. उनका एक रिश्तेदार Modi, Motilal Modi, Freemason है, and ये तरीके से dodges क्या करते हैं? They create impoverish, they colonize a nation, and they've done this everywhere. Colonize कर देते हैं, they impoverish the population, the local population, the indigenous population, set up Masonic lodges with Masonic regents, and then get local people who want influence to join these lodges and become Freemasons and pledge their allegiance to the British Crown. I told you that already. And, as far as summing up, Hindutva is also a psyop created by the Illuminati with crypto Jews influence. Probably the idea is to dupe Hindus into thinking that Muslims are the enemy. Muslims form a minority. Muslims and the whole RSS philosophy is predicated on the idea that the danger is coming from minorities who are threatening the majority of Hindus. It's ridiculous, either Sikhs or Dalits or Muslims. And that's absolutely, or communists. Communists may well form that, because that's what the goal of the Illuminati and Rothschilds is form communists and subvert culture. But Muslims and religious minorities, this is just a sort of Hindu Zionism, I call it, Hindutva. So, you've been duped into thinking that Muslims are the enemy. You have to see that, as I said, the history of India, Islam has been there for quite a while, and it's no more violent than the Hindus or even the Buddhists. Ashoka, he was quite a violent man, on account. Though he turned to Buddhism, even that he oppressed non-Buddhist minorities. So, they use weather warfare, like 2 earthquakes हुए यहाँ Bihar और Delhi में, and it's interesting how these all happen together, and then death threats through Sadguru, and then this hangama surrounding Ranveer Alabadia with his, mis miscalculated joke, tasteless joke, and then he gets threats. And they like to create selective outrage like this. This is so typical, sort of, you can pick up their footprints after a while, their fingerprints, uh, how they do this. And, that's a sign that they are दबाने चाहते हैं भारत को, and they'll put the screws on and trying to continue with the subversion and destruction of India if you don't wake up. So, the ultimate idea is that they want to make two polarized blocks, the behemoth, which is, the Asian nations and Russia, Eurasian nations, China, India, and Russia. And that's behemoth in the Bible, it's a monster. And Leviathan is the Western power. So ये दोनों दुश्मन बनाकर the two powers लड़ाई झगड़ा करते हैं, World War III, and they annihilate each other, leaving all the world to the Jews, to the Illuminati Jews, and the Jews who are just basically dupes, the religious Jews. They just follow along the Illuminati because they want redemption, from the oppression that the Gentiles have inflicted on them for so long. India is lucky it's not getting the brunt of this. But really in the West, they're going against the white race. They're going against Christians. They're going against any of the non-Jewish cultures. They're introducing the same cultural Marxist woke garbage, yahan bhi, and turning causing racial divisions. मैं यहाँ कोविड लॉकडाउन पैंडेमिक से जब शुरू हुआ, मुझको इंक्रीजिंग आइसोलेशन लगा. मैं बात भी किया है एक दो लोग, people of color, Surinamese, Hindus, and Turks, men said people of color. यहाँ और racism बढ़ गई, Now यहाँ Netherlands में एक neo-Nazi, I won't say neo-Nazi, far right. Europe is possessed by this far right fascist rising up of Hitler worshippers, and Trump bhi wahan. So it's a strange alliance between Zionism and Nazism. And in fact, अगर वो Christopher John Bjerknes के videos देख सकते हैं कैसे सब कुछ alliance हिटलर ने Zionist को मदद किया वो 1930s में with deporting Jews to Palestine, part of the Rothschild plan. So I hope that you get something from this. It's well meant. What I noticed is this sort of paranoia reflex Hindus, Indians, foreign, immediately labeling anything that's from outside of India is a foreign threat, foreign interests, vague terms like this, Abrahamic influence, anti-Hindu, even from people who are friends of Hinduism and or just Desi people, who have grown up and worked in the West and know the world a little bit better than them. They've been outside. They understand the Abrahamic mindset. Somebody like Rajiv Malhotra, he has a very good channel, Infinity. What's it called? Infinity. I forget the name. Rajiv Malhotra. I think he's quite well known. He's very erudite, and he also felt the calling. He's actually doing something for India and Indians. But his voice doesn't seem to be taken seriously by the Indian government. But like I said, Indian government is Katputli, just like the Pakistanis, just like China. So you're just part of a massive chess game. The best thing you can do is pass this information on, and really take the time to, check out the information about Zionism and about Kabbalah and their plans, and share it. And you can watch my videos if you're really interested in authentic self-realization from a very sober, down-to-earth, demystified point for modern. I could use the word liberated sage, but I don't know what I am really. Just somebody with a lot of experience in the enlightenment, self-realization arena. So my advice is to थोड़ा सा ये जैसे झंडा का पूजा बस रहने दो, भारत माता की जय, Pakistan Zindabad, Israel Chai, all this, everybody's worshipping a flag. A flag is not your identity. And the best thing is we have to actually unite as a whole human race and see the unique contributions each culture gives. India is a cradle of civilization. I realized during lockdown, when I felt so isolated here in the Netherlands, an increasing feeling of racist apartheid, medical apartheid, but also antipathy between whites to Asians particularly. You just don't get your voice heard. So I thought I'm going to turn back to my roots and find out what's going on in India. I found a lot of solace from watching videos about India and Indian spirituality, and I realized, well, I'm really a Desi person at heart, and I'm glad that this is the first time I'm making a video in Hindi, with a little bit of broken Hindi, Urdu, but hopefully you forgive me for that, and I wish you a good evening. Namaste. Assalamu alaikum.